Okay, let's see what's going on here. Still focused on the S&P. Still focused on the S&P, guys. Let me get over to the full contract here. There we go. And you can see we're returning into Sunday's opening range, right? This is what we were expecting to happen on Sunday. And that didn't happen, right? Right here, Sunday. Lot of momentum and trend, right? All to the downside. We're still trying to recalculate on the 3 hour chart, and this ended up being a bull trap, right? We had talked about that in the last episode, and as this breaks to the upside, it hits this supply zone here, right? This supply zone right here is what it decided to go with. Make that red. There we go. Pulled up into that supply zone, and you can see the pattern here that took place, right? New structure high, pulls back, doesn't quite make it, and then right here we break through previous structure low, right? That is the pattern that pattern that we look for, right? And you can see trend cloud signal right there. Let's put a line. Trend cloud signal right here, in that 1 hour candle. Right, so right about there is where we would get in. I actually took that trade in the simulator and it worked out beautifully. Didn't do it in the actual account because that was taking place at like 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And I would have had to have stayed up all night managing it. But look at that. Right, there's that pattern. So we were looking at the fact that this was extended, the 3 hour was extended. We had momentum on our side, we had trend on our side, momentum on the 1 hour chart as well. And at the time we were like going down, right? Really good timing. But it Sunday, there was just no volume at all. Things were moving super slow, super slow. And now let's see, maybe we get a retest of this area here. I don't know. But so far, let's get rid of this. We're still trying to recalculate on the 3 hour chart, and we have momentum on our side. We are in a downtrend on the 1 hour chart, pulling back into trend cloud. Momentum is still on our side. See how we broke below negative 100? We're staying below the zero line. Okay, let's put Fibonacci on here. Retracement level from swing high to swing low. There you go. Looks like it's heading for that 618 retracement level right inside of that 1 hour trend cloud, right inside of that 1 hour trend cloud. And that's what we look for, right? So this is a deep retracement into Sunday's opening range. Maybe it wants to hit here, but we definitely want to recalculate on that 3 hour chart. It may even want to go retest this supply zone again. We do have a drop-based drop on the 1 hour chart. Let's take a look. Right here, drop, base, drop. That broke through structure. Didn't quite make it past there, did it? Pulling back into trend cloud on that 1 hour chart. And now we have this going on. 7-8 level. Pulled back, hit that 50%, and now is turning into a bearish candle on the 1 hour chart. Interesting. US stocks remain muted. Remains muted, huh? Okay. Being that yesterday's move from here, I can't believe, and I got in right there. This is right where I got in the simulator because I saw that pattern on the 15-minute chart. Unbelievable. I don't know why I didn't take it because I knew I wasn't going to be able to manage it. And, maybe I could have taken a relatively short target and just let it play out. Could have done that in the overnight now that I think about it. That's the problem when you set a trade up late at night and, hope that it works out in the morning. If I'm going to manage a trade, I want to be in front of it. That's pretty much it. Don't anchor don't anchor to the past, or what was it? Something like don't anchor to the past. I've been writing all this stuff down. Anchor to the process, not the outcome. There you go. Anchor to the process, not the outcome. Can't really anchor to the process at 2 o'clock in the morning when you're sleeping. Right. Because part of the process is the management of the trade. And that's what was going through my head. We never know what's going to happen. We can only trade what we see. So there we go. Where do we get in on this? Do we have another bullish candle form the opening range and then a slight breakout to the upside? Do we have another bull trap today? Because again, what's keeping me in the short is this. We know that this has to recalculate. And where is that recalculation? Right below the 50 simple moving average. We don't know when, but we know that it does have to take place. And at this point, we kind of have to, oh, look at that. Wow. Wow. Very bearish candle forming. Very bearish candle forming the opening range. And with all this low volume, or stocks being muted, very possible that we get a nice downward move. Wow. Whoa, there's a signal being put in. 3 minutes left on this opening range. Do we jump in here at this point? Wow, gonna have to give this 2 minutes left. We can only trade what we see, right, guys? We can only trade what we see. Okay. There's today's opening range. Oh boy. Oh boy. Wow. Start setting this up. Sell two. Wow. Get rid of Sunday so don't get confused. Oh wow. 1 minute left. Order filled. I'm going for that guy one contract. If it breaks to the downside, let's see if we can get a nice move out of this. If it breaks up, if it breaks out to the upside, we'll be out. That would be awesome to mitigate risk. There it is. And if it does break to the upside, we're to take a small hit as it did that yesterday. Then we would look for some upward move. Let me get rid of that. This looks like it is going to, what's it look like here? Pulling back, maybe wants that 618. Ah, ripped through. Okay, no biggie. That is the cost of doing business. Not a big deal. Pulling back into that 1 hour trend cloud there. Pulling back into the 1 hour trend cloud. And we've got this drop base drop right here, right? Drop base drop that we're looking at. And what we want to see is that took a shot at that. No big deal. That's okay. You're allowed to take a shot at something. Retracement, retracement here. 786. You can drop down to the 5. Might want to retrace. It might want to retest this area where it left from yesterday, in which case we could follow the same pattern. Oh, it's not putting my numbers. Put the numbers on the right. Labels right, please. Thank you. There we go. Look at that. It came up and hit that 6-1. Son of a gun. It came up and hit that 618 retracement level. Son of a bitch. On the 1 hour. Right inside of the 1 hour trend cloud. Yeah. Son of a biatch. Son of a biatch. That's what we wanted. See, I was right. I was just right at the wrong time. So now, do we take another shot at it or do we wait for this break here? Son of a gun. Order filled. Going for it, guys. And that was the bull trap again. Order filled. Take one off. Now we're got two here. Gotta let this candle close. Take a little bit of that money back. Gotta let it play out. And I can't read that number, 325. I see it, 325. It's so weird. Unfortunately, that's like a money stop. We want to be above structure here, but that's gonna be way too much. So, it is what it is. Let's see if we get a nice breakout to the downside here, break below, close below, then we can, have some kind of follow through to the downside. That looks right. We know we want to get below, we want to get below all of this. Is that 64.56? Oh, right here, previous day's low, 64.61. Real nice bear. 56 is what we've got to get below. to recalculate 5-minute chart. We need a break below, close below this opening range here. There we go. There we go. Let's see a nice move here. Nice breakdown. Order filled. Very nice. Let's get risk free. And it is what it is, right? I'm going to let this thing go as far as it's going to go. Took a small loss at the very beginning, right? That ate into our profit. So we really got to let this thing go, let it travel, right? As far as it's going to go. If it completely reverses, we're in the green for a couple of $100. What are you going to do? We're on the 5-minute chart. We need a nice break below, close below. Looks like we're gonna get that. API disconnected. Okay, don't know what that's all about. That's the good part about having multiple contracts. You can take some profit, cover yourself. It just gives yourself time. It just gives yourself time to figure out where price is heading, take some off the table, and then make that continued move down. Okay, so we're trailing one contract here. Nothing we can do, right? Nothing we can do if it completely reverses or whatever. Just have to let it play out, right? 5-minute break below, close below. Let's see, a nice move down. If not, it's just gonna pull back, take us out. There's nothing we can do about it. We're in a risk-free trade, right? We got our money back and we made 187. Can't help that, guys, right? Take what the market gives you and don't really attach too much emotion to it. We're definitely not going to lose any money. We're in the green, and that's what matters every day. In the green, just get in the green every day. Don't pull back that far. Oh, no, no, no. So looks like, break to the upside, break to the downside. At least we got a break below, close below. So we'll see what happens. But that would be it. That would be kind of it for me today on this. You know, especially a deeper retest here. We don't want that, right? We don't want it to go all the way back up to the top and go test that 618 again. It did it once, and oh, come on, let's get some kind of a move out of this. We don't know what's going to happen, right? We've got to use well, there you go. $200, right? Lost 200, made 200. $200 day, right? 198.50. I don't know what it's going to do now. It's going ripping back to the upside here. We don't want to be a part of, deep retracements like this. That shorting never really goes as far as we like it to go, right? It did last night though. Holy shit, it did last night. But 198.50, really want those $1,000 moves, for crying out loud. I don't know what the hell. We seem to make, maybe we're more daring in the competition, or I'm more daring in the competition and not so playing it safe so much. But we all know what this thing looks like, right? Look, opening range, break to the upside, and then immediately break to the downside. Now we're ripping back to the upside. We don't tend to like that very much, do we, guys? We don't really like that pattern. Break to the upside, break to the downside, deep retest. Yeah. Mm, don't like that. We don't like that. So there you go. 200, 200 smackers for the day. I don't know what this thing is going to do. Let's take a look at the full board on Trend Cloud here. See, this was very promising. This candle here on the 15-minute chart, very promising. And look what it did. It pulled down, hit that previous day's low, and that's where it wanted to stay. Previous day's low was the target. Pulling back, maybe it wants to retest the 618, go a little deeper, another bull trap, right? But look at that candle on the 1 hour right there. Very bearish. And look at where CCI is. CCI, even though with all this pullback, CCI is remaining below the zero line. So there's our theory, right? There's our theory right there that we've tested over and over again. If you're going to take a supply zone, if you're going to take some sort of supply zone, make sure breaks below negative 100 and just hangs out in this area without breaking above positive 100. Breaks below negative 100. As long as it stays below, we want it to stay below the zero line. That's the strongest. Goes a little bit above the zero line, it's still okay. But as it gets closer to positive 100, your chances of this supply zone working diminish. That's how you have to look at it. So all the supply zones that you see in this area are very strong, right? And then as soon as you start getting up where CCI is, close to that positive 100, becomes less significant. Crosses above positive 100, then all bets are off. You can't use that supply zone anymore. So it actually came very close to this supply zone below the zero line, which is what you want. That's what you want. I think we're going to get a lot of back and forth price action today, at least on this. What's going on? What's going on with gold? Gold was dropping today. Oof, wow. Yeah, again, out of the opening range here. A little break to the upside and then boom. But look at the readings, right? We were above, yeah, we didn't, we had momentum. We had momentum on our side with this candle here, ripped to the downside. And now it's bouncing, right? It's bouncing off that previous day's low as well. Gold went to its previous day's low also. Take a look at the Dow. Oh my God, this is terrible. The Dow break to the upside, break to the downside. Now it's pulling back, right? Kind of wild today. I think I'll take the money and run. Bit wild, right? A bit of a wild ride. Bit of a wild ride. So my instincts were correct, right? When I jumped in that first time, pulled back, stopped me out with that bull trap. So the bull trap is where I should have gotten in right at that 618 retracement level. But, I didn't know. You don't know. You don't know what's going to happen, right? That's all the books that I've been reading this this weekend, Trading in the Zone, Way of the Turtle. You don't know what's going to happen. Come on. You don't know. You have to just use the pattern that you have back tested, and in a series of trades, you will be successful. And there you go. We just proved it today, right? And just proved that today. This thing still has to recalculate on the 3-hour chart. It is just wanting to push up. And we've got this on the 3-hour, rally-based drop on the 3-hour right there, and drop-based drop on the 1-hour. This is a really nice area. It's just on the 15-minute chart, it's just a little further away, isn't it? And if we pull back now into here, we'll be breaking through this trend cloud signal. We don't like that. We're breaking through all of this. I think if we break through previous day's low, it might go lower. Might break through the previous day's low. Here's today's 3-hour candle right here. So here we go. Pulled back to the 50% and it's dropping again. Well, it's a bit choppy, isn't it, guys? Boy, it really wanted that 618. Pulled right into that 1-hour trend cloud and dropped. Let's see what happens with this candle here at the end of this candle. 3 minutes left. Well, I made a couple $100 on the combine. Got to be proud of that. Got to be happy with that. Wasn't $2,000, but it was 200. Just seems like in competition we were pulling in bigger numbers in competition because we were taking bigger risks. We were taking like $1,000, $1,500 risks in competition, right? Because we were able to. You can't do that in the combine. 2,000 is your max loss. $2,000 account, 1%, $500, $500 risk. That's understandable. And if I had that $500 risk, I wouldn't have gotten stopped out that first time. And to be honest with you, it might be worth it. It might be worth it doing it that way because we've got a really solid system. If you have a solid system, you can take that $500 risk and not blow out the account. I know it's only four, you only get four shots, you only get, but we seem to be doing it. All right. Zoom meeting is going to run out, guys. I think I'm done. I'm going to take the money and run today. That's it for me. I'm going to go to the gym, shut this thing down before I give it all back. It's a bit whippy, right? A bit choppy.